We're discussing the Employment Relations Film Production Work Amendment Bill, and I think it's time we have a look at the reality of what's going on in this House at the moment. What happened is the unions went out there and lost a big deal for New Zealand. They went out too hard and they were going to lose this huge deal for New Zealand actors, for New Zealand artists and for New Zealand tourism. They stuffed it. That's what happened. That's what happened. And John Key and his team went in there and negotiated a deal that saved it for New Zealand. That's what the public knows. And in this House tonight, the Labour Party and the Green Party is sitting there and they know they lost it. They know they stuffed it up. They know that their mates made all the mistakes. And they're coming in here talking about sovereignty and issues like that, trying to defend themselves, to defend their actions, and to say that there's something bigger and different. The reality is they were donkey deep with the unions. They were behind the unions. They set it up. They were trying to disrupt and make sure that this deal didn't come to New Zealand. The Labour Party didn't want the Hobbit in New Zealand. They didn't want it here. And they did it for political purposes. And the reason that we are here now is because the Labour Party lost that deal and that the National Party made it happen. And today we will be defending that in this House, and the public out there knows that the government has acted in the best interests of New Zealanders, in the best interests of our actors, in the best interests of our artists, and actually has got the best interests of our film industry, and are not puppets for a union that's trying to make political capital out of events, and are not token supporters of an industry that the Labour Party has said it has been for the last 9 years. We are real, we are there, and we are supporting this industry. And dare they come into this House and try and say that it is something about sovereignty and that when they're trying to cover their tracks, because they know deep down in their hearts what they wanted was for New Zealand to lose the Hobbit. That's what the Labour Party wanted. That's what the Green Party wanted. They didn't want the best things for New Zealand. They just wanted that so that they could go out and say the National Party hasn't delivered for the film industry. We'll get in the real world. We have, and we did.
Order! Point of order.
Mr Speaker, it is out of order to question the motives or to attribute motives in the way that causes offence. I have taken offence with the comments that member has just made.
I'm trying to be consistent here, and I initially ruled Dr. Russell Norman on the slope, but not out, and I feel that David Bennett was in about the same territory, was heading to be out, but I don't believe he actually crossed that line. This is a robust debate, and I don't believe that he made an accusation of improper motive. I don't believe he actually did that. But I think the member's finished now anyway. Right. Carol Beaumont.
Very much, Mr Speaker. I rise to speak on the second reading of the Employment Relations Film Production Work Amendment Bill. And when I started in the first reading, I posed a number of questions, and just to recap those questions, I was looking at issues around sovereignty, and others have spoken about that, the economic and political sovereignty of our country. I was looking at the ability of this government to handle industrial disputes, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that in this contribution. I also talked about the many questions that the public and media will be asking, I believe, over the next few weeks as we get over the hype and get down to the reality. So I'd really like to inject some facts